Hey, this is my second Moms on the Couch interview coming to you live from Reseda. It's September 20th, 2012, and today's interview is going to be with Natalie Jill and her mom Anita. So let's start with this. Start with your name and tell me a little bit about your background and the health challenges, your college experience and your health challenges.
Okay. I'm Natalie. I'm 24 years old. I graduated from UCLA in 2009, and I got my degree in communication studies because I want to pursue a career in journalism. And I've had a lot of articles that I'm really proud of published since I graduated, but I haven't been able to find full-time work. I've had a lot of part-time and temporary office and restaurant jobs here and there, and I'm very grateful to have at least had the income in the last 3 years, but it's certainly nothing that would have provided insurance or paid enough for me to buy insurance on my own. But thanks to the Affordable Care Act, I was able to stay on my dad's insurance, which was a blessing because I recently had a health crisis. I had to have my gallbladder removed about 2 months ago because I had a condition called biliary dyskinesia, which is abnormal movement of the gallbladder muscles. And for those of you who don't know what the gallbladder is, it's kind of like a step above your appendix. It stores bile, so it does serve a function, but you can be totally healthy without it. And when it starts to act up, it's incredibly painful. It's like an 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. And it's not necessarily immediately life-threatening if you have a gallbladder attack. I had probably 10 or 11 before I finally had mine removed. But if you don't seek treatment in time, it can be life-threatening. You can develop gangrene in it, it can burst, you can become septic. All kinds of bad problems can happen if you don't seek treatment. And luckily that didn't happen to me, but I did have to have mine out as an emergency because I had an attack that just wouldn't go away. And I actually had 3 different emergency room visits in one weekend, and I know that just one of those bills without insurance would have been $10,000. And that's half of my student loans, not to mention I have 2 years of medical bills before that because biliary dyskinesia is not a very common gallbladder disease. So it took a while to diagnose. And that, being sick and not knowing what's wrong with you is just really stressful in itself, but I can't imagine how stressful the last 2 years would be if I hadn't had insurance.
What do you think of the Affordable Care Act?
Well, my opinion of it has changed since I've had this health crisis. I was disappointed at first because my mother is not insured, and I know that there are some people that it has left out. I'm lucky that I made the age limit, but I have a lot of friends that are over 26 that, still have the same problems finding employment that I have that aren't covered, and have to, scramble to find asthma inhalers out because they can't go see a doctor. And it's really frustrating to hear people who oppose healthcare reform say that I'm entitled or freeloading. Because, it seems like there's this idea among conservatives that liberals don't value hard work and that I'm just asking for a handout. And it's really insulting because I absolutely value hard work and I really want to work hard, but you can't work if you're sick.
Yeah, you can't work if you're sick, and in this economy you haven't been able to find the kind of work that you prepared you prepared yourself for.
Absolutely. And I'm currently unemployed. I was laid off about a week after my surgery because the restaurant I was working at is just not doing enough business. I was working as a host and they had to lay off the entire host staff. So, it's not so much that I feel like with young people especially, there's this accusation that we're all lazy and, like I said, don't want to work. But I don't think that's the case at all. I know with me and with my friends, we really want to work, and it's frustrating not to be able to.
And so in 2014, when most of this is, the rest of this is going to go into effect, what's your opinion about what's going to happen in 2014?
honestly haven't thought that far ahead. It's been more just kind of getting through this health crisis. I think I've had moments where I've been worried about, oh God, am I going to be able to afford health insurance when I am required to buy it? Am I going to have a job by then?
Right. And at your age, you might not still be able to find a job that's going to give you health insurance. But in 2014, if you find something that's, a small employer, they'll get tax breaks. And if it's a real small business, you will be able to go and get insurance on that exchange. So hopefully it'll all be, if it goes as planned, it'll be affordable, and we'll all be able to afford it. Like it's like the big corporations where it's the premiums are small, are lower and stuff. So okay,
Don't get sick.
Don't get sick. That's the Republican plan.